What's up, everyone? Hope you're having a great week. 2021's upon us. It's exciting. It's definitely been eventful so far. So I want to tell you a story. My youngest daughter has a Nintendo console. So she has this, video game console. It's about the size you put in your hands, kind of like this. You can play it like this way, hook it to the TV or whatever. Anyway, she's owned it for about 3 years. She brought it to me. Now it's starting to have issues. Battery starting to swell, different things. And she was really distraught about this whole thing. I've owned it for 3 years, Dad. I've got a lot of game memory, da, da, da. I said, look, we have to keep in mind that we live in a fallen world. And circumstances and situations are going to present itself to us. And when it presents itself to us, we have to make a decision. Are we going to stay in position? And when I mean position, that means you are in the right, when you became born again, you're at the right hand of the Father because you're joint heir with Christ, our King. That's where you are. And with circumstances, they're going to try to get you out of position. They're going to try to get you to step down. See, remember, the key word is down. If circumstances can get you out of position, which means you have to step down because you're already at the right hand of the Father, I don't know how higher you can go. But if he can get you step down, that's when circumstances are going to start to bring the 1-2 combo, the left-right punch kind of thing, to try to knock you down, to try to convince you to believe what that circumstance has to tell you. And we have to make a decision, especially in 2021 and any day, any year after this, is to stay focused on who we are, what we possess, and what we're supposed to be doing. Philippians 4:8 is a great example of that, of what we're supposed to be meditating on. And a quick list of that it lists roughly like 8 things. It says truth, honest, just, pure, lovely, good report, virtue, and praise. So those are the things we should be focused on naturally and spiritually. We should be meditating on those. So when you're walking through your natural day and you're going through circumstances or situations, you need to start saying, okay, what's the good report in this situation? Why can I be praising God on this in this situation? If you don't even know what to do, then say, Father, I thank you that I've overcome this situation. But we have to continue to think about that, what we belong to and how things operate. Because you got to remember, Galatians 5:6 talks about faith works by love. And there are 2 ways to think about this, is that love produces faith, or love is what makes faith work. So since you and I became born again, faith was deposited on the inside of us. It's there to create opportunities to bring to pass assignments that we put faith on. Guess what faith is for? There is no emotion to faith. It's here to do jobs for you on behalf of what Jesus paid for. And you got to think about you and I became born again, we joined, in a sense, a covenant relationship with the Father. God is covenant minded. He is love. And that's who he is. Just like I'm a male, that's who I am. God is covenant minded and he is love. So we got to think about that. Love never changes. His word never changes. That means his promises never change. So since we know that, let's just kind of rehash and just kind of bring to remembrance some of the things that our covenant Father that loves us has done. We had millions of people that needed water from a rock. Boom, he brought water from a rock. Those same people were out in the desert complaining about the food and they wanted meat. So what did God do? He sent fowl to them. Not only did he send fowl to them, but he sent fowl that was 3 feet deep and 20 miles long. There was an axe head that sank in the water, that it rose, floated to the top. Let's think about it. Lazarus was dead for 4 days and Jesus showed up and raised him from the dead. Jesus spoke to a sycamore tree, and within 24 hours when they walked past by, it was dead. Peter's shadow was hitting people and bringing health to those individuals. That is the love that you and I possess, and we're based in a covenant. So we have to stay focused and not allow circumstances or situations to try to pull us off or out of position and try to dictate to us that something changed about our relationship with the Father or about his ability or everything that he's promised to us. We have to stay focused. We have to stay clear so we can continue to demonstrate God's goodness because it never changes. And we have to keep that attitude that it never changes. We're here to kick the devil in the teeth every day, all day, and just continually reminding him of God's goodness and what we possess and who we are. So that's where we are for 2021 in my mindset. Hopefully you grab onto the same thing and say, no matter what circumstance comes around, I know that I have the wisdom because the word says, if you lack wisdom, ask. How hard is that? That's not hard. We got to realize that it's not just me out here doing it every day, doing it. I'm in a relationship and it's a partnership, and you should always be bringing your partnership's information into the relationship. Remember, if you're not putting pressure on the word with meditating, trusting in that word, then who is? So, in a sense, what has really changed? No matter what circumstances come about, what's really changed? If you haven't got opposition, you haven't changed. You guys be blessed. I appreciate you guys' time.